Hello, my name is SeerSkye. You might remember me because I ran La Mulana a couple days ago. And I'm going to bring you this game now. Joining me as co-commentary buddy is Nikasaur.
I would like to say hi, but I'm just giggling instead. This is already great.
We're watching the intro credits here because there is a very important card here. So I'm just going to skip through a bit. Salad Shooter Electric Slicer / Shredder is a registered trademark of National Presto's Industries Incorporated and is used here by permission.
I remember the Salad Shooter.
So, skipping the intro cutscene, we're going to play on easy. I once did a speedrun on hard and literally noticed no difference, so I don't quite know what the difficulty does. Without further ado, let's get started on go. 3, 2, 1, go! So, I hope you're all enjoying this music. And well... everything that's happening here. I'm gonna sort of like climb up the right-hand side of this ladder if I can, and I sort of like half jump, half climb it. It's great.
I wasn't expecting you to be a person. I don't know why. I expected something else, but you're a human.
No, the Pickles are the like invaders. They're invading this planet, you know, like, you know. But Arcadia is this peaceful planet, and like they don't have weapons, so they have to resort to using salad shooters to shoot salad at the aliens, which apparently works.
Trademarked salad shooter as well. Again, like I remember that. Those were infomercials that existed.
Yep. When it comes to this game, like, it's a relatively simple, like, platformer, like, from the, you know, DOS era. It's, you know, pretty simple. You run, you jump. There's a key system. You have colored keys that open colored doors. There's these moving platforms. You activate the moving platforms by activating the buttons. Every single moving platform in this game is, like, started by a button. It's just somewhere in the level. The goal of each stage is to collect all of the salad shooters and then make your way to the exit door, which I think is a little bit strange. There's not very many games where it's like, in order to beat the level, you need to collect all the ammo pickups.
That is a strange one, isn't it? Like, and so the ammo, are you picking up the actual salad shooter as in a gun?
I'm not quite sure how it works. I mean, like, you'd presume that, like, it would make more sense to be picking up, like, things to slice in the salad shooter, but, like, you pick up salad shooters, but, yeah, I don't
You're arming everyone else on the way. Maybe they break and you have to have...
I'm done. So now we're done with that music. We're on to some less jarring music. This level starts with me climbing that invisible ladder there to activate a button a bit early. And then I'm just going to sort of activate all of these buttons, which is, like, turns on a whole bunch of platforms that... Oh, hello, Pickle. That Pickle just fell from the sky. It activates this long sequence of moving platforms up here, and this is sort of one of the things that makes this not actually a great speed game, because there's absolutely nothing I can do to make the segment any faster. Like, I just have to activate all of these platforms and then spend just all this time on these slow-moving platforms to go across the entire stage, get a single salad shooter. It's great.
It's miserable. Also,
and the best part is, like, if you make a mistake and fall, then you lose, like, at least 20 seconds on any of these, like, moving platform segments. Oftentimes longer. But fortunately, it's not too hard platforming. The moving platforms can be a little bit awkward. They can be kind of hard to land on if you try to land on the edge of them. And like when they're moving back and forth, when they turn around, they're like hitbox shifts. So if you're standing right on the edge of them, then sometimes you can get knocked off of them. Right now, there's something very important. If you jump upstairs, it makes the jump noise constantly. I love it. Just the very beginning of the jump noise. There will be a bit more of that in the next level.
So I assume that you would be using the salad shooters on the pickle people, but it seems that you're actually shooting vegetables at them.
Yes.
They're
weak to vegetables.
Are they allergic to vegetables? Or are they just
know, it makes them faint.
It makes them faint, okay.
So I'm gonna skip this cutscene here. There's like a cutscene about every other level, but you can just sort of skip it by mashing escape. Um, so this next level up here, there's basically this gigantic section of the level that's just sort of up in the air, and it's all on these like really tiny platforms. It can be sort of like harrowing because like it takes a while to get back up there if you fall, but found a good way through it. Also, stair jumping is still great. Sorry.
I very much love that the music continues to be a sequence of sounds.
I should make a note about the music. This game actually like advertised its soundtrack. That was a bit of a mistake. I have to go back for this salad shooter because I jumped a bit wrongly, but I didn't actually waste much time. I should make a note about the music. The music is one of the selling points because this music wasn't done by just nobody. Can you guess who did the music for this?
Tazbot.
The music for this was done by none other than Bobby Prince. Yes, that Bobby Prince, the one who did the music for Doom and Wolfenstein 3D and like some of the Commander Keen games. That guy.
Are they sure that they got the right person? There wasn't just like a person named Bobby Prince like living in Ohio and they found them instead?
There's a documentary on the creation of Doom where there's a small section in it where the composer for Doom starts talking about, hey, have you seen that game that Karen's making? And, you know, talks about how he's making music for it and plays some of it in this documentary.
So it is confirmed, like, yes. Unashamed of this particular... Well, okay, we all have our good days, I understand. Some people gotta call it in sometimes.
So for this level, I'm trying to do a really hard, like, platform cycle skip. I just missed it. I'm gonna keep on going for this for a little bit until I get it. But it saves 20 seconds, because the only other alternative is to do this bit with the fire, in this part of the level with the fire. And then you walk back, and then you hit the button, and then you wait 20 seconds for the platform to show up. And I don't want to do that. I'd rather get this cool jump.
I love the yikes.
Yes, the yikes when you die by falling off the bottom of the level is very good.
They sure have a lot of fire for this very, very safe world that you mentioned. Just pits of fire, no big deal.
That right there was the jump. It's really quite tight. It's probably the only actually hard trick in this entire speedrun. So we got the actually like good speedrunning out of the way, and now it's just mostly just gonna be platform cycles for the rest of this. This whole level is sort of like basically like timed around that middle elevator. We sort of have to ride it up a couple times as we collect everything in the level. And we're gonna try to just get everything as efficiently as we can in between those cycles, but...
I have a controls question. Is it up to jump?
You can use both up and I forget if it's alt or control. I think it's control. I think you can use either up or control to jump.
Oh, so you get your choice if you want to have a bad time. That's very nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this game is actually like fairly competently made. Like it actually plays pretty well. Like you know, it's really like silly and whatnot, but in terms of DOS shareware, there's definitely worse out there.
Yeah, it seems a little laggy, but altogether, you seem to be controlling not weird. No ice physics?
Yeah, no ice physics. There's only this one tile set for all 12 levels of the game. So I hope you like this tile set, by the way. But yeah, no ice physics. The ladder physics are really weird, and you'll get to see that a lot more in the next level, because the next level has a lot of ladders. I'll also give a warning right now. There's only 4 music tracks for levels in this game, and they loop. So we're on level 4. The next level is level 5, so I hope you're ready for that level 1 music again.
I am always ready. I think it's my new ringtone. And then I will hate phone calls more than I would normally. How did you get into playing this? Like, how did you discover this game?
Well, I discovered this game as a really young kid, because this was one of the various DOS shareware games we happened to have on our computer when I was growing up as just a little kid. So
you're old school, like you started this way back when.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it back then?
I got into speedrunning this after this game ended up in Cuso Grande. And one of the players who got it was a runner named Tristan, who then later decided to pick up and route this game. And I have to give huge thanks to Tristan specifically for routing this level, because this level is an absolute nightmare. Tristan frequently plays like first-person dungeon crawlers, like old-style ones like that, and apparently they literally used mapping software, like designed for mapping out those like first-person dungeon crawlers, to map out this level to find an actual route through it. Because this level is just nonsense. This is like... During the Cuso Grande match, this was one of like the sticking points for the various players, because there are some players who got through this level on sheer luck really quickly, and others who were stuck here for ages completely lost.
This is ghastly. There's a maze. I cannot. I refuse. Also, yes, big shout out to Cuso Grande, of course. And Tristan, if there is a person who would and could route this effectively, I think it would be them. Like...
Yeah, like, I just have to give them huge thanks, because, like...
The master... Oh my god, you got through that so fast!
Yeah, that level is probably one of the most, like, technically challenging ones, too, because there's a lot of time that you can like, save, like, optimizing those ladder, like, jumps. And it's actually, like, really tricky to, like, go through that level, like, incredibly fast. I will point out the level design. I started in the shaft, and at the bottom of this really long fall is just a death pit. Like, this level, you start the level, like, really high up above just a pit that kills you if you fall all the way to the bottom. And there's, like, 3 exits out of it. I don't quite understand, but sure.
What is making the oops? Is that every time you get hit?
Yeah, that's every time I take damage. The first time you take damage, it, like, pops up a little thing that you need to clear with enter, and, like, you see a little text box saying oops. But then after that, your character just says oops, and you, like, lose a carrot in the bottom left. And I have more than enough health to just basically damage boost through most enemies that I want to.
Wait,
so
are there
I
iframes?
don't particularly care about health. There are iframes, I think. But I don't think it particularly matters much.
Have you had any embarrassing deaths in this game?
I have had some embarrassing deaths. Really, what's worse than embarrassing deaths, because there's not really very many ways to die, right? The only ways to really die is if a level has, like, a pit that you can fall off the bottom of the screen on, right? So most of the time it's less embarrassing deaths and more like you just like accidentally walk off a platform and lose 40 seconds. Right? That's more what you're worried about.
Yeah. Just the, oh no, I did that.
So I should probably like talk about the plot a little bit more. So the entire like, there's some cutscenes that happen every other level. And the entire like plot up to this point is basically like, I'm some guy who's just trying to, like, find some ancient weapons to potentially use to, like, thwart the Pickle invasion. So, you know, I went to, like, the repository of ancient weapons, which is run by, like, Lord Garrick, who's, like, some, like, ancient old historian dude, right? And so, like, the plot of this game is me trying to find the ancient weapons. In this level, I will actually pick up an ancient weapon for the first time, all the way in level 7. Okay, it's right here. I need to pick these up like they're a salad shooter, but they don't give me ammo. But as you can see, I have 196 ammo, so who even cares? I'm pretty sure that's one of the only things that changes if you go between easy and hard. Like, I think you just get less ammo per ammo pickup, which is just, it doesn't really do anything if you speedrun. So, yeah, that's basically what's sort of been happening up to this point. We've spent 7 levels, and we got a single ancient weapon. I'm gonna do this nice leap of faith here, and just land right on that platform. That level's kind of fun. You activate that platform, and then you just sort of, like, run around to it as fast as you can, and get to do that nice leap of faith.
That's swag strats right there. You're like, I know exactly where that's gonna be. I'm just gonna jump off right. So you... No, go on.
So now that we're halfway through the game, suddenly I'm a girl, which, like, story of my life, but also, there's plot reasons for this. So, as I said earlier, we were playing as Dave. We learned in the cutscene I just skipped that Dave is this like history like grad student or something. And he spent 7 levels and he got like 1 salad shoot or 1 ancient weapon, right? Now we're gonna play as Linda. Linda is a Coast Guard ensign. And she is by far the more competent protagonist in this game. We're gonna find 1 ancient weapon in each level for the rest of the game. So levels 8 through 12, we're just gonna find 1 in each of those levels.
It took him 7 levels to get 1, and she's just
yeah.
like, no, I know exactly where they're at.
Yeah, and Dave's a big jerk about it too. So like, I'm just gonna make fun of Dave this entire time because he's just rude. Like in that last cutscene, like like Linda shows up and he's like, it's like, what are you doing here? Dave's like, I'm looking for the ancient weapons. And then Linda's just like, well, you're not doing a good job of it. And Dave just sort of is just like, well, I'd like to see you do better. So we're just gonna do better.
Does she run faster than he does?
No,
Really?
I think they're identical.
I think it's just the animation because she looks like she's flying.
It might be
look at
the
her go.
animation.
Be something about it. Tell me about the mail because I've picked out a couple of these paste bins that I would like to share.
Okay, so one of the things that you might have seen is that there's these like weird looking enemies that aren't actually enemies, but they're mail machines, and they're actually the only threatening enemy in this game because they spit out mail. And if you accidentally walk into mail, then you have to read the mail, and it costs like 3 seconds. But like on each level, there's just a collection of pieces of mail you can get from these mail machines if you hang out near them for long enough. And at the beginning, they're just like tips like, oh, be sure to pick up mail so that you can read your mail or whatever. But eventually they start being like ads and like news stories. And I sent Nikasaur before this also, I hope you enjoy the level 1 music. I sent Nikasaur before the stream a just transcript I wrote out all the mail in this game, so that if she wanted to, she could share some with us.
And I definitely have at least a few already that are so extra! Aliens invade Arcadia! Aliens, looking something like giant pickles, have invaded our peaceful planet for no discernible reason! You got mail for that. Alert! Aliens are afraid of vegetables. Aliens are fainting at the touch of a vegetable. All Arcadians are directed to arm themselves with veggies and defend our planet.
I will note that the for no discernible reason thing is like pulled out in cutscenes too. It's like explicit that like the pickles are treating this as if it's like a sports event, right? The first cutscene after level 2 is a bunch of pickles in some like spaceship canteen, and they're just like talking about how long they think it will take before the humans surrender. And some of them are like, like betting on the humans to last longer because they want to like root for the underdog. They just see this all as just this game. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, I've got, oh man, these get real good. Vacation on the scenic Puzzle, the ski resort of the galaxy. 15 million square miles of untouched powder snow at 20 degrees below zero. It's always winter on Puzzle. Puzzle, yes, Puzzle. There's one that just says, Dave, this is your mother. I haven't heard from you in days. Call me. Signed, Mom. And tired, stress, overworked. Try our personality transplants. Life will never be this. These are just getting really weird.
They just keep on getting weirder too. Like at some point, there's one that brings up that the Coast Guard are being assisted by the spirit of Commander Keen. So I guess in theory, this game takes place in the extended id universe. That is a weird thing to think about, but okay.
I'm sorry, oh my golly, there's a lot. What is... I don't think I get that joke, but I'm pretty sure it's a joke. But I'm not gonna read it because what even is? Get your dishes squeaky clean! Use new Mouse Bubbles Cleaner! Put the power of 10 hungry mice in your dishwasher!
That one's really good.
Squeaky clean! I am slain. This is absolutely perfect. And it's good that they at least like have, well, I mean, with the full name of the game, I assume they have to have a sense of humor about it.
Yeah, no, this game is intended to be silly and like a little bit goofy and kind of a satire on space opera, apparently. I don't know. The devs of this game, like Redwood Games or whatever, has like, they still have a website up. You can't buy this game because it seems to be in some sort of like legal limbo where like the publisher went defunct or whatever, and so it just like kind of doesn't like exist as a purchasable thing. But on their website, you can read a nice bio too of the Karen Crowther that you can see like on the bottom. You can see the nice copyright 1993 Karen Crowther. She was the main dev of this game, right? This is a nice game with a female dev. And the bio is actually kind of interesting. Like, she seems like a really cool person just from the little bio.
Does she still do games or anything? Have we looked her up?
She doesn't do games anymore. The games that she ended up doing was like a couple educational games, like Math Rescue and Word Rescue or something, and like Pickle Wars.
Was there a Pickle Wars episode 2?
Yes, there's an episode 2 and an episode 3. Because this was a shareware game. You got to share around episode 1, freely, and then episodes 2 and 3 were you'd pay for them, right?
Yeah.
Just pretty standard for DOS games around that time.
Send $20 to Apogee Software or whatever kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, here's historians report that the helpful apparition with the initials CK may be the illustrious Commander Keen dredged up from the mysterious reaches of racial memory. So fascinating, he's actually in there.
I'm gonna show off something really silly. If you press both left and right at the same time, you make this awful noise. Anyway, sorry about that.
Oh no, you need to hear this one, it's terrible. Chris Talon, Coast Guard spokesman, announced today that the rumored problem with Coast Guard sailors eating the ammunition is being addressed. Actually, he said, it's being salad dressed. This. Admiral Nathan Taylor of the Coast Guard announced today that all ships will be retrofitted with salad catapults immediately. We've never used weapons before, said the Admiral, but we've all eaten salad, so this will be an easy learning. These are legitimately funny. Like, I'm not expecting this to be as hilarious as it is.
Yeah, no, this game is wonderful. Like,
there's always that moment of, okay, so this game is, let's say, bad. Bad for what reasons, Like, did it try really hard to be a good game and fail? Is it just weird? Is it, like, terrible controls? Or is it just a strange kind of apparition in a... and this one seems to be really self-aware that it's just a fun time.
Yeah. And, like, it seems to come out of, like, a sort of, like, a mindset of just like, trying to make a game that's sort of like less violent, right? There's a reason why it's just like salad and it's just like goofy and all this stuff. And it's, because she didn't really like, there being like these games with all these like weapons and violence and all this stuff, right?
That is totally true. And that's the other thing. I'm looking at what seems to be burgers and unknown colas, but they specifically got the salad shooter trademark. Like, these other things,
no idea.
Didn't get it. These are not McDonald's, these are not Pepsi's, but they're sort of close. You can kind of see it. But somehow she's like, I gotta talk to salad shooter. I gotta talk to them.
I have no idea how that would have happened.
I'm almost I assumed that it was one of those, like, you buy a salad shooter, get a free game, like they did with, Chex Quest or something. It is not.
This game was not made, like, on contract to make a salad shooter game. This game just uses salad shooters because I think that's, like, because she wanted to use something like that, and, like, it was kind of funny, right? You make, like, a DOS platformer, plays like a lot of them, you run, you shoot, you do all this stuff. But it's a salad shooter.
It feels very of the time, like, not only because salad shooters and everything, but it also has that that self-awareness that a lot of other games in the, like, particularly LucasArts categories seem to have, where they're like, okay, so this is already ridiculous. Let's just salad shooter it. Like, let's see if we can get them involved in it.
Yeah. So I just picked up the final salad shooter of the speedrun. We're almost done. All that's left is I'm going to fall to the very bottom of this level, activate the door, and then it's going to be time. So get ready on that. Okay, and time. And we're going to watch this final cutscene because it's great. And we haven't seen the cutscenes. And you should look at the facial, like, the lip syncing animation stuff because it's great too.
He looks so thrilled.
And the ending is a little bit jarring, but I mean, that's pretty standard for, you know, you have to have a cliffhanger, right?
And then he just starts shooting at the hole. Linda!
Yeah, now what can we do? Go out for pizza?
No! Obligatory 90s pizza reference.
What will happen to Linda, captured by the evil Pickles? Can anyone stop the Pickles from conquering Arcadia? Will Lord Garrick get a pepperoni pizza with extra cheese?
God,
Find out in the next episode of Pickle Wars.
Oh, there's a number. Don't call that number.
Yeah, I assume
we don't know what it's going to be.
The publisher is like long defunct, so that number won't go anywhere useful.
Did she ever escape the Pickles? SeerSkye, do you know?
I do not actually know. I raced this with Tristan at last Big Bad Game-a-thon, and we floated the idea of potentially doing blind races of episode 2 and 3, but that never ended up happening because Tristan has been like super busy over this past year. So I don't actually know how the story goes. I can't tell you. You might have to just play for yourself. But, you know, you can see the Pickle Planet puzzle and the Doomsday Machine in over 3 megs of cinematics.
Oh, you can actually go to puzzle.
Yeah.
The place that's 20 degrees below zero. How weird.
And only mentioned in a single mail through this entire game, so you normally don't have any idea what it's talking about.
Everyone's like, what is puzzle? This is incredible.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah,
I had a blast.
Thank you so much. This has been amazing. I'm weeping. My eyes are tearing up. And it was delightful. Also, one big reminder, if you like this run and all the other stuff that we've been doing, please subscribe to the channel. That will help fund more things like this, more shows that we do on a weekly and monthly basis, and marathons and such like that. We very, very much appreciate it. And also the Amazon Prime one, that works too. All right, thank you so much, and we will be back soon.